Good morning, guys. Karen here with another video. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, today I am doing a real-time review of the Lodge Loaf Pan and the Lodge Muffin Pan. So I we are avid bakers over here. We like to bake. We bake lots of bread. And before I started baking for the farmers market, I had a few baking pans, but I hadn't really invested in long-term baking pans. And that's because I just didn't bake. I bake bread, but I could use anything. Use my Le Creuset pots, whatever I wanted to use, I used them. But baking bread, depending on what type of shape or that you're going for, sometimes you need a loaf pan to give it that loaf shape, obviously. And so I decided to, just go all in and purchase the Lodge loaf pans. And at first, when I saw the reviews, people were like raving about them. And I kind of thought, okay, I'll try one. Well, since then, I bought quite a few so that we can have, quote unquote, a fleet of them when we're baking loaves and loaves of bread. I will tell you, without sounding as if I'm making it up, but this is the best loaf pan that I've ever had. They are kind of heavy. They are heavy, but they do the job. They bake like completely, they heat up all throughout, and your bread is cooked all the way through, like not one missing spot. I personally I oil the inside, and I even add parchment paper, especially the first couple of times because I was a little nervous that the bread may stick to the pan. But even my cinnamon swirl bread that has a lot of brown sugar and, that would become sticky, has slid right out of this pan, like completely slid out of the pan. I cannot rave enough about it. If you bake bread a lot, even at this point, this pan was $19.99. It was well worth the $19.99. One of the reviewers was saying $19. She went back and bought 5 more. I did the same. These are really great pans, and it's well worth the $20. Okay, so if you are an avid baker, even if you're not, even if you just do it on occasion, why not invest in a pan that's not going to crumple on you or get sticky at some point, or tear up at some point? This is going to outlast you any day. The only thing I will say, the only downside is you do have to keep the pan oiled, but that's the only downside. And secondly, that it is heavy, but it's not like as heavy as the Lodge cast iron pans themselves, but this is well worth the money. Next up, we have the muffin tin. At first I was thinking, because the reviews of this were really good as well, guys, if you want a muffin tin that's going to last you a long time, you got to get this. The muffins come out great every time. All I'm going to say about this muffin tin is, make sure when you are making your muffins or your cupcakes that you are adding enough moisture to them, because and then watch your cook time, because this pan is going to cook them all the way through. Okay, so you have to make sure that your muffins or your cupcakes have enough moisture. Cupcakes not so much, but muffins definitely. So I had to do a couple of rounds to get the consistency of the muffin right when I put it in here, to make sure it didn't dry it out from the bottom up. But once I got the consistency right for this pan, perfect every time. I shouldn't say perfect. I would say they were cooked all the way through every time. And, and even if you splatter or spill on here, it just wipes right off. Like I said, there's 2 downsides. One is heavy, and then 2, You have to keep it oiled, but keeping it oiled is easy, and the weight of it, if depending on how many times you're making muffins, uh, that can I think it's it can be negotiated. This was $32, I believe, but well worth the price because you'll never have to replace this or the loaf pans. Never. Okay. I've had my other cast iron for years, like 20 years. And so I know now that even when I'm not baking bread anymore, these will outlast. These will still be hanging around. And you can't even burn them. It'll burn the contents, but the pan will keep on ticking. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you already have these and other Lodge baking accessories that you might recommend. Please leave that in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.